got everything in order. Fingers crossed this goes fine. To do some experimenting and make stream work tonight, so we'll see. Yes, I have an excuse to break out Dance of Seekers. I will use it. Terra Magica is such a good album. I really don't regret getting it. Curious. Was it anything recently? Has the Patrick remake? No. Seems like it's just the Panzer Dragoon remake. This doesn't actually include her other discography. I'm not seeing much else. Alright. That's enough of that. Give me just a moment and we'll get the game going here. Break that out. I've had to do some shenanigans to make this work, so. It likes to display my desktop for the first few frames, so that's cool. So, Sable. Sable is a game that I enjoy. I've actually been wanting to pick it up since I saw it on, like, saw it show up on, like, Steam, like a week before it released or something like that. And I remember seeing that and thinking, this looks really good. It's a janky game, clearly, like, you can tell that the main two dudes that made it were, like, just two dudes in a shed. As per the game's studio, you know, attached to it. Shed works. Literally two dudes in a shed. So, yeah, it's a fun little game. It's chill. There's not much. It's not a lot that independently happens in this game, but it's a good time. So I want to stream it. Let's see what I have. Yeah, I have all the masks on 13 hours, so probably get 2 weeks out of this. Week and a half out of this, so should be fun. It's cute and chill, and the dialogue is fun. So if this game looks a little weird in its animation, it just is. That's not the stream being weird. The game just kind of looks a little weird with the way. Mostly the weird animations just Sable for some reason. The rest of the game's animations are a bit smoother. Oh. So we can finally move around and do stuff. So there are two things that I want to mention, and also hey Tama. There's two things I want to mention about the stream. First of all, I am doing a very jank setup to make this work. Would you like to guess what the what breaks the stream pickup? Cause you probably won't guess what breaks the stream. The stream display for this game. It's a real cool one that I might do on accident whenever I BRB. So that's a cool one. So anyway, yeah, let's display that. So yeah, whenever I am clicked into the game, it does not stream. It just freezes the screen. Close. I mean, technically, anytime you are clicked into the screen, it does not stream properly. I've had to do some arcane bullshit to make this work for some reason I do not understand. So that might happen. If it does, I probably will catch it if I see chat, but, you know. Feel free to heckle me if the game is frozen for some reason or another. That is the one of two problems that is going to occur with the stream. And the other, is... Do I have the map yet? I do in fact have the map. Over here, right around this area on the map, there's a big old city. It chugs. It chugs bad. I have like actually like worked around and found patches to make the game run smoother. But yeah, if the stream frame rate does not look great when we're in the city, that's probably not you. That's probably the stream itself, and yeah. There's also the Badlands, which also doesn't run great either, but you know. So, Sable, desert game. Easier. So, Sable. Game. You play as Sable. No 69 FPS, no sub. Yeah, sorry, can't help you there. I don't even stream at 60 FPS anyway. I only stream at 30. Because I know 60 FPS causes people trouble. So. Not everyone has amazing internet, so I do try to be accommodating of that. I can feel Jody smiling behind her mask, just as I know she can feel the teeth-baring little grimace behind mine. I'm nervous, and she's softly, sweetly amused. In her eyes, I probably have very little to worry about. You know, you have nothing to worry about, don't you, Sable? And yet... I know. I'm not worried. 720p, 60, 720p, 60 is beyond the limits of bad internet. Yeah. Yeah, I try to be a bit more accommodating. I know it's gonna turn off people that don't good streaming, whatever, but like, I don't know. I know like half the people I'm friends with have like bad internet, so I try to be as accommodating as I can. Because again, the stream burst out of wanting to share things that I like, that I talk about a lot with people that I don't have any fucking clue what I'm rambling about. So that's what birthed the stream. So I do try to hold to that principle at the very least. I tell Jolly that I know, but that hasn't quite sunk in yet. She chuckles. Promise you, Sable, you're fine. But I do know how you are. You're going to be nervous until you've started. And then you'll act like you've been doing it your whole life. Remember, the first time you rode a bike, you wouldn't even let me put you on the seat. You were so afraid. Your hands were like little claws gripping into me. I feel the memory in my fingers. But then I promised you it was going to be alright, and I told you how much I loved riding my bike when I was a young woman, and how wonderful the wind felt through fabric. Suddenly, there you were. You sat down, you leaned forward, and put those grasping claws on the handles, and you were off. I remember thinking, just watching her tear over the sand. Look at her. She can do whatever she wants. He reaches out and places a hand on the edge of my mask. And you can, Sable. Take a breath. I do like how, like, very kid-like these responses are, too. Like, someone really, like, gave it some effort. I really appreciate the writing in this game. I think I'm ready. Thank Jody for the encouragement, and tell her with a nod that I think I'm ready. I know you are, so let's get you started. You'll need to talk to Halal and Driss. Driss should have made the arrangements for your bike, and Halal will share something, well, let's say useful as it is fun. I think I might suspect what Jody's saying, but I stay quiet. After that, I suppose we'll see you off. Alright. What if I choose the wrong path? I asked Jody what will become of me if I choose the wrong path. There are no wrong paths, Sable. Or right ones. I'll be glad if you choose to stay with the Ibexi, but truth be told, I'll be glad no matter what, so long as you're happy. Whatever you decide, you do so with my blessing. So don't try to use me as an excuse to come home early, eh? She knows me. I go speak with Halal. I'll be there to see you go off. And speak to Driss as well. I've told him to arrange your bike with Saizo. You know how he is. I have something to give you. A compass to help you on your journey. It's the same one I used on my gliding. Artifact, you might say. Take the device from my palm. It fits naturally there, perfectly weighted and crafted. Each component slides together with incredible, satisfying precision. Thank you. So this shows us where all of our directions are. Where be our goals? As I approach Halal, they give an enthusiastic wave. I have always appreciated Halal's verve and vigor, and one day like this, I'm ready to match it, with a touch of nerves for balance. Sable, take this. Well, hands me the small, round stone as it nestles into my palm. Warmth, not borrowed from Hall's hands, but emanating from within. I run my thumb over it and find it softly electric, like static on cloth. I didn't bring anything for you. He laughs. Oh, Sable, you can make up for it when you return someday. What I've just given you is a gliding stone. What do you feel? Oh, that I feel... electricity? Then you're doing it right. What you feel in the stone is openness. Look at the stone. It seems quite closed. Gliding stones are vessels for the perpetual. They suck up its power like little sponges and hold it there for you to channel. Right now it's empty or dormant and waiting for you to fill it up. Ask how I can do this. Take it to the temple ruins at the edge of the canyon. You'll be able to activate it there. I'll claps his hands twice and bobs a little. I appreciate the good mood at times like this. Come back to me once that's done. I want to hear all about it. As I'm about to leave, Hillel stops me. Oh, haven't gotten your bike yet, have you? It's a bit of a trek to the temple, so go see Driss. He was meant to get that ready for you, yes? Remember Jotty's words now and tell Hillel I'll go and see Driss. So let's go meet our buddy Driss. So yeah, once you get this stone, there's basically no, the glide stone, it basically just means that you can't fall to your death. There's no way to die in this game. She looks out across the landscape. Zeki's shoulders sag a little. I wonder what she's thinking about. Nothing on your mind? Zeki's voice is weakly incredulous. I don't know how she's done it. That's Ilaria over there. I follow her gaze to the speck in the distance. Now I understand it's her daughter Ilaria. Do you want me to get her back? Shakes her head. No, she's fine. I'll get her. I'm just... parenting. I suppose I'll know more about that when I'm older. Big jumps. I love climbing. Came all the way over here, but I love climbing. Yeah, you can see this is going to be a slow, plotty stream, but I think that's okay once in a while. Ezra looks busy. I should leave her to it. Okay. Not up here. Yeah. Oh, yeah, pizza. Game makes climbing things feel fun sometimes. Yeah, you can see the whole camp here. You'll notice the biggest bit of jank in this game is that a lot of times you try to scramble up a surface and you just kind of get like caught on the ledge. It can be a little weird like that sometimes. Oh, Sable, 0 unread messages. Have a good day. Somebody around here to talk to? Here, you. How is it that Simon manages to contain so much chaos and verve in so small a form? Even now there's something troublesome being dreamed up behind that mask. I know it. Something evil about this child. I think it's a bug. I think it's a bug statue. Bexy Red Dye. Pet the mailbox. I endorse petting the mailbox. Now there's someone to talk to over here. Umar is a man of few words, and he's nothing if not consistent. Stuff. So there's a currency for buying stuff. For the most part, you'll be getting the majority of your money from treasure chests and selling bugs. In this world, cuts is the currency. I believe they show up in our inventory. It's like a key item. It might do it once. Oh right, it shows you the thing when you pick up like 100 stack or something like that. When you get enough cuts at once, it shows up as like an item collect. No, I've told myself not to be too eager. It's all I can do. All I can do not to raise up the Driss. Driss is the camp manager. He's been difficult to get a hold of lately, but now I strongly suspect that he's been working on my bike in secret. Perhaps it's extra beautiful or has some custom feature. What will its name be, I wonder? How fast will it go? Will my legs feel sore or will I get used to it? Driss turns with a bit of a start. Sable, hello. Hello, how are you? I asked Drisk how he is. I'm well. I let it hang there for a moment, but I can't do it. I'm too keen. Words spill out. I asked Drisk if he might, sort of, possibly, maybe have a bike for me. Your bike? He yells at it. Yells it like it's an idea that he's just had. Your bike, yes, of course, right, yes. Your bike. That, I was meant to, that I prepared for you because today is your gliding, yes? Just nods along with me. Yes, of course, right, yes, yes, I do have that. My blood runs cold. Has he forgotten? By which I mean I arranged it for you in a, well, a sort of tutorial for you. It's not here. Not exactly, but that's because this is part of your gliding. You see, Sable, before one can own their own bike, they must prove that they can ride the bike by taking a test ride on a different bike. I think about it, and I've never heard about that part of the gliding, but Driss does seem earnest, sort of. So instead of worrying about your bike, I'd like you to try this bike as a test. Driss gestures to the sand cutter at his side. It's quite old and a little shabby. Tester if I've ever seen one. What's the bike's name? It seems scandalized. That's a bit personal, don't you think? Just sand cutter will do for now. Youngsters these days always asking questions. Now, ride the bike through the ring and back. And here's some advice to you, my young glider. Don't fall off. So, the bike will show up on that. So, we have this puttering thing. It kicks and sputters and kicks up a lot of smoke. Look at how much this thing just smacks the ground. And there's like a little more like accurate movement spot for like parking. It's not really useful, but you know, nice to have. I return to Driss, who somehow manages to seem caught off guard despite knowing I was coming. Sable, congratulations. How was your first pre-glide ride? Any strange rattles? Unexplained hissing? Small fires? Pod racing is a good way to describe the way it handles. A bit. I wouldn't call it anywhere that fast or bad at turning. But, you know. What do you mean, fires? Surely you'd notice if you were on fire even a little bit. Was that a possibility? Well, obviously it didn't happen, so I think it were fine. Everything sounded normal. Well, the sandcutter must like you then. It's usually a little more temperamental with new riders. But you're not even a little bit on fire. Have you already been by Halal? Yeah, right. I've, almost forgotten about Halal, and thank Driss for the reminder. No, I haven't forgotten about him, but, you know, we'd talk to him. Well, you're getting used to the sandcutter, that's the thing, eh? You can borrow it and run your little errands. My little errands. And Halal's got something to show you too. And I know. Help you out with that mobility you're after. With my confidence in this exercise only lightly tarnished, I thank Driss very much for his help with his bike, and I depart for Halal. Which I already did. It's fine. So, here we go. Please do that. Sometimes that just happens. You just kind of roll with it when you hit a bump and fly 20 feet in the air and spiral around. I think that's the next point. No, it isn't. This way. How much will let me take this up? Come on. Doesn't really have the power to go up hills very quickly. I'm used to, like, the fastest bike parts in the game. This game does a good little indicator that a lot of times you can climb up a surface if there's ivy hanging off the top. It's a good little consistent indicator. Ah, hey. A collectible. A chum. A chum has given us a chum egg. Offered by chums when planting themselves in the ground, perfectly smooth and hard as a rock. These eggs seem to float with how light they are. There must be a good place to deliver these. So, I'm a dumb idiot and I missed the chum layer. Like, for like 2/3 of my last playthrough. You know, my first play of the game. So yeah, we had some problems. Because chum layer is very important, and delivering chum eggs is also pretty important. It takes a lot of headache out of the game. Anyway, there's a Mothman statue here? I don't get it, but, you know, kind of mask, but it's like moth wings. It's Mothman. It's a Mothman statue. It's the important part. Whoop. Well, that's only moderately dangerous. Mothman of Mothman fame. Exactly. Mothman is an important character to all cultures. As we know. Stone thrums like the beat of a heart. as I approach the altar. Am I afraid, exhilarated, or maybe it feels right? I'm ready for Ohana to know me. I'm ready to know myself. I feel her curiosity in this sacred place, and I know I am in her sight. So, get used to the red orb. It's a very handy feature. We now have the gliding stone. It's an aerial glide. It slows your fall, and it also prevents you from going splat. So, fall damage isn't a thing in this game. So, fire. Oh, I might be thinking of the spot with the bike parts. Thinking of the area with bike parts. Left her bike. I'm gonna get into like a little bit of a claw grip to hold the button and then also adjust the camera. Alright, so let's go see Hall. Now that we reject fall damage and have gained the glide ability. Well, I'm making some headway on some more frame stuff. I got all the gyro parts cooking. I've just finished Valzarin. Like, unlocking both of the Valzarin waybounds. And I've got, getting there with Varuna. Exceeds expectations. Yeah, and I am enjoying Citrine so far. I definitely need to give her a more valuable kit on hand, but I've got her with some pretty basic mods. I haven't really goosed her up at all. When I return to Halal, it's clear they know that what I've just experienced. They're excited on my behalf in a way that makes me miss them before I've even left. Isn't it incredible? How does it feel? Exciting, true freedom. Strange, a little queasy. Safe like a warm hug. Freedom. I tell all it's hovering is exciting and ramble for a moment about all the things I'll do when when I'm out there in the world. Most of them involve me falling on my head and not getting hurt. I'm pretty sure I'll come up with more in practice. What a good line. Right. You can do anything you want. Wall's mood doesn't darken, but the sigh they let out holds a bit of sorrow. Oh, yeah, Paragal's good. Yeah. We're getting there. I'm just missing the stock, I think, so. You're very lucky, you know. I miss it so much, that feeling, just floating on the breeze. I suppose it's best that it fades with age, or else I might never have come back from my gliding. I'd just be out there heaving myself into chasms. I'll heave myself into chasms for you. I'll throw myself into 1,000 chasms on their behalf, and they giggle. That's what I like to hear. I know people manage to keep it up, but I don't know that I've got the time to practice as much as they do. It takes serious focus. A lot of laughs, even if it's a little bit of regret in it. I certainly haven't got that. Still, I suppose the gliding wouldn't mean much if it were all gains and no loss, I think about that, but decide that there was already too much loss on my mind to consider it much further. I am saying goodbye to my clan, family, my home, my childhood. Lose the perpetual as a sacrifice for another time. You're going to love it out there, Sable, even when you don't. My advice, try to have fun. There's a lot to be said about ritual and independence and all that out there, but the world's an easier place if you put joy first. I thank Halal for his advice and for their help. And tell them that I'll miss them. It'll be over before you know it. A warning and reassurance all in one. I say goodbye to Halal. Before I go, Halal gestures me towards the tower. It seems Saizo wishes to see me before I leave the clan. Putting to lancers, I heard his shotgun ask, and then it might only show having done like 4,000 damage when it was in fact 3% of the total damage necessary to kill the target. Yeah. It's interesting. Yeah, Paragale and Seraphang are on my back burner until I have Bruna in hand. Until then, more Thraxplasm. Yeah, shotguns have been displaying funny for a while. Whenever they do modifications to like the way damage numbers display, shotguns tend to get a little weirder in how they display numbers. Saizo's an outclanner to the Abexi, but I've known her for nearly as long as I can recall, and I think of her more as a kind of distant relation than any sort of outsider. Machinists, I'm told, are given their posts, and by their training and their code, must go where they are needed. But Saizo has been among us for so long, it's easy to forget that it's an assignment first and foremost. I've noticed having the text this big causes some visual issues with the text box itself. I'll keep that in mind going forward. I noticed it earlier because there was one line of text that was just literally touching the quotation mark at the top. But yeah, this is the first time it's really being covered by part of the box, yeah. As far as any of us are concerned, she is one of us. I think there is a perception among the other clans that the Abexi are quite insular, and that our designation of Abexi versus outclanners suggests some nervous othering of those who are unlike us. But in practice, such things are more the result of nomadic nature. We seek to know who will travel with us, and who we must leave behind, but all are welcome to join. And I am pleased that Saizo did. Sable, how do you do, clan child? I can only think of one thing. Better now that I'm getting a bike. Excited for my bike. A bit worried, am I really getting a bike? Bike time. Liza has a throaty quality to her voice, and it rumbles through her mask. When she laughs, she's quite a serious person most days, and I'm always torn between pride and alarm when I manage to make her chuckle. Yes, Jaddy told me how excited you were. Liza sniffs. She also told me Driss would be coming along to get your bike together, but I think he may have... I knew it. What? I had meant to say that out loud, so I tell her I was just clearing my throat. I don't begrudge Driss's forgetfulness. When I tasked with so many odds and ends, I might just be as scattered. And besides, this would be good for you. I want you to scavenge the hover bike parts yourself. Well, it sounds like an adventure. I tell Saizo I like the sound of that. A little adventure before my big one. It's more meaningful than you know. To bond with one's bike before it's even taken form is more privilege than labor. Here, take this. Saizo hands me something. This is a navigator. You can use it to mark waypoints on your compass. It should be useful in finding the old parts. Ask Saizo where I might start looking. Our bikes are reborn in ruined ships and fragments spread apart. A good start would be the ship down near the camp. You can find another one on that great rock on the near side of the canyon. And another one behind the old dam on the hill. Use your navigator to mark that down if you need. And you'll need to gather a control panel, a supply cable, and a calibrator. Most gliders make their own bikes. Ask Saizo if most gliders really make their own bikes. Only the lucky ones. I tell her I'll see her soon and head off to search for the components. Together we'll create something new out of the old. Oh right, it wants me to navigate her. Alright, so... It's in the way. Bonk. Oh. So, we got our places. And right, I can't call the sand cutter. Where's the sand cutter? Cutter's downstairs. Yeah. Just stops our fall. Yeah, so let's go to the boat first. The boat is nearby. Really enjoy the color of this game. Like, I know nighttime is really drab. The daytime colors are always really, like, eye-catching. No matter where you go. I quite enjoy it. Nothing of use to be found on this ship. But I notice a blinking light flashing on the dashboard of the cockpit. Push the button. A voice crackles from the machinery in front of me. It sounds like a recording. It's barely audible. Stop messing around with the buttons, you absolute idiot. Sorry, Ramen. Concentrate. I don't think I have to remind you how much work it is to get this far. We're almost there. Alright, let's see if what that old machinist told us holds up. If not, there'll be hell to pay. I heard the sound of mechanical adjustments being made. 3 clicks, buttons being pressed, perhaps. Okay. When I push this orange thing, pull that lever hard. Yes, Ramen. The sound of the click and a loud grunt for the snapping sound. On Rohana's mask, not that hard, you've torn it out. Suddenly, speakers fill with static, there's a little rumble that gradually increases in pitch. And then the sound of someone cheering. It worked! We're flying! More cheering, is that the sound of someone dancing? Okay, let's focus. This thing's moving fast. We need to slow it down a bit. How do you do that, Ramen? Check the machinist's notes. A long pause. The rumbling static sound that started playing when the ship took off is still increasing in pitch. Ramen? That lever, Toma. That's the one you just ripped out. We're going too fast. We're gonna crash. We need to try to... The recording cuts off. Seems like someone got their hands on the boat and crashed it. So, our bike parts are missing. Wonder who could have done that. Oh, hey. You're looking for a calibrator? I'm immediately on guard. Simon has always been a mischief maker and taken tremendous pleasure in tormenting me. In theory, I am older, more experienced, and should be more than able to withstand it. In practice. You won't find it here. I've hidden it. You'll never find it. Never, never. He never fails to get to me. Oh, horrible child. Give it back. I have someone giving me it back. I'm a gliding age and she is his child. No, I don't think I will. I'm gonna laugh off my irritation, but I'm not going to give her the satisfaction. Cross my arms to try to effective change. I'll give you the calibrator. Put it on my hand, proud of myself for standing tall before Sima. If you give me some beetles. That's a fair trade, isn't it? Something you want for something I want. I try to decide if it's more mature to push her over and steal the calibrator or to acquiesce. Do we just bully the child? Or do we get the beetles? I simply stifle a sigh and shake our hands. Perhaps some of the adults in the camp might know where I can find some. Alright, let's go ask about bugs. I need to watch how I park this thing, because this thing doesn't come when called. There's a call mechanic for bikes. And Cutter doesn't get it. I could ask about catching beetles for that awful little Sima. You know where beetles are? There's a nest of beetles just east of here. You can't just walk up to one and catch it, though. Now, there's some seeds growing out on the rocks around the nest. Drop a seed on the floor and the beetle will start eating it. Then you can sneak up and grab it. Risk asks me a series of increasingly strange questions before I make an excuse to take my leave. We know where the bugs are. The Beetle Detour. There's actually a song in the soundtrack just called Beetle Detour. Yeah, there's a chum over here. Need a chum. I believe there's like 160 chums or something like that. 150, somewhere along those lines. I think you only need 100 to get all of the main stuff. There's a small bonus for getting all of them. But the real bonus is at 100, I believe. Okay, no markers. Alright, so let's go to Bugtown. I need to remember to catch one extra bug. Take the 20 bucks. Up here? I don't think I remember checking the like those. Let me get at the seeds easier. There's a gem over there. Yeah, Beetle Detour. Here it is. Here's the track. Yeah. Oh. Fruit broke. I don't know how, but it did. One more bug. Bugs are money. Also, there's a thing I need to deliver bugs for. I may as well collect extra. Alright. Had my shot. Let's see. Guess I just take the roundabout out and then try and get my way up proper that way. I think that's the answer. Now that we've gotten a good handful of bug, going to try and get that shell mag. Yes. Should be able. Perfect. Okay, there we go. Egg acquired. Alright. And the dam is over there. So let's go head over towards the dam. I know that there is, I believe the dam has a fork. Which lets us get egg. Alright, yeah, like this. Around. Alright, let's see, let's head over here. Oh. Get that nice and open up. Also, a fun little tidbit of this game. The very good soundtrack is made by Japanese Breakfast, who also does. It's actually got a pretty good selection of work I enjoy. So that was actually a pretty fun surprise to know she was attached to this. I definitely recommend looking up her work sometime. We'll also get to hear, there's a couple of vocal tracks in this game. Two or three of them. We'll get to hear the big one soon. So get used to this kind of setting. There's a lot of these sort of inside a ship kind of designs. Seem to show up too badly on stream, at least. Kind of expecting something like the floorboards to really murder the bitrate, but it seems to be holding up. So we want to go over here. There's two things we want to get over here. There's a chum egg, I believe. And there is some money. I think maybe some dye? There might be some dye over here. Actually, yeah, I can just walk into that. Okay. Oh. Actually, pretty sure I can. Not like all the way, but I think a little bit of this cusp can. Oh, okay, cool. That works. 20 bucks. Don't usually have to go this far anyway for 20 cuts, but you know. Ah, there we go. Jump. Just sweep around and head towards the dam, and we should have a couple more, and move on to getting another bike part. And then we'll head back and talk to the demon child. Doing a little more talking than I expected tonight. Not that I mind. Sort doesn't appreciate it, but I'm okay. Let's see, anything else to rant and ramble about a little bit? Waffling about doing stuff lately. I haven't been. I've been debating about seeing a bit of the Leo stream of Quest 3 last week. It reminded me that I wanted to was it last whatever it was I tuned in for that. I don't know, kind of was giving me a bit of that itch to play Dragon Quest again. But I've been debating if I want to do 11, if I just want to play 11 again. You know, hit that real, hit the real comfort food spot. Or if I want to pick up one of the ones I haven't played through yet. Which would be 3, 4, and 6 are the only ones I haven't played besides 10. You know what? It's like counting Final Fantasy 11. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think you're obligated to count Final Fantasy 11. Like 11 or 14. Like, I think it's okay to not include the MMOs in your I have played the main game experiences. 11 has interesting history, as I'm aware. But yeah, Dragon Quest X is in the MMO category. I'd like to try it someday, because there is some interesting stuff, and I know it has like a single-player mode to it, but that is an effort I don't care to put in these days. It is largely automated these days, though. 11. Oh, the translation stuff. I know some of that setup. Just wrangling it and MMO, getting used to playing MMO stuff. Not on my grand list. Just learning VPN to Japan, it's fine. It's Dragon Quest X. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's a huge deal or anything, it's just an effort I haven't really been bothered to put in for it. Especially since, you know, as said, I still haven't beaten, you know, the ones yet. There's still 3, 4, and 6. I know 4 does some really weird shit, and I'm actually kind of interested. The evil evolution gene. That's a place you expected a Super Nintendo game to go. Or, not Super Nintendo, a NES game to go. With its writing. Chest? Cuts. Yeah, here we are. Cache of 100 cuts, made from metal harvested from crashed ships. Now they have holes punched through the middle where a rope can be slid through for easy, convenient transportation. So yeah, that's the currency. It's just scrap metal cut into squares with a big hole punched in it. Alright, so our bike is on the other side, right? Is there anything we can land on from here? Informative? Not really. Oh, there's Sandcutter. I was literally standing over it, that's why I was flopping back and forth. Okay. So, let's go home. We've gotten both the bike parts we need, and we've gotten the bugs. You know, Dragon Quest VI also did some interesting stuff with the, it actually brought back the job system, so... It's kind of funny that I haven't actually played Dragon Quest VI yet, considering how much I love Dragon Warrior Monsters, and that game is a spin-off of Dragon Quest VI, so... Alright, right, child, where is... Beetle. Where is... Child is... Leave underneath the camp. Yeah, sometimes the directional isn't the most accurate thing of what you're doing. Wild child is not here. Pretty sure that's the bug nest. Where is child? I've acquired bug. Where is child? cannot continue my quest unless I find this child. No, maybe they'll reset if I do it this way. I just teleport my ass to town. The bug. Bug, right? Yeah, bug. Where is child? I'm informed that they play in this cave. You like get stuck on my way over to the... Okay, let me go check it. Better. Other side of the map. It might be over by the boat. Maybe I got stuck on some geometry or something. Did the game do a big jank and the child got stuck on geometry or something? That would be trouble. I hope not, but I remember having a little trouble, but when I went to the, I went to move around the cave a little bit and found the kid. Not there yet. And Ferrex rolled over to literally 25% impact grows. Sunshine Butterfly. There is a side quest to collect bugs, so that's what we're doing. There's also a side quest to collect something else as well, but we'll get there. There you are. Goddamn forever. Just finally just materialized in camp all of a sudden. Okay. I feel embarrassingly vindicated as I hand Simon the beetles. But rather than gloat, she hands me the calibrator and begins to cry. What have I done? You're leaving, and you'll never come back. You comfort her. She blows her nose and then wipes her hand on her tunic. Yara, you never came back after the last gliding. Aren't you sad? You were a friend. I might visit again. But some of the Yara will likely visit one day. Just as if I ever should choose another clan. But how will you find us? We've moved 1,000,000 times by then. I offer that I'll always find the Abexi, no matter what. Please don't go. Tell Simon not to worry, but I'll be back sooner than she knows. I'm sure she pouts behind the mask. And I add that if I'm not back sooner than she knows, then she'll be ready for her gliding, and by then she can come bother me herself. Promise? I say yes. Good. Then I suppose I can come see you off. I thank her and say goodbye for now. Alright. You little shit before you want to ridiculous. Yeah. Alright. We've gotten all of our bike parts. go talk to Saizo. We can finally be done with, Sandcutter. We can have a real bike that's only slightly better than Sandcutter. I return to Saizo with the parts, and it says she waves over to me, and I feel a pang of sadness in my chest. I'm only to see her again once I'm gone. Well done, Sable. Yes, this is everything we need. Are you ready to assemble the bike on your own? I'm ready. Yeah, I think I ended up actually taking a dip. I finally bothered to grab Tenet Livia, and it was like 51% impact or something, and I was like, yeah, fuck it. I'll just take the 51, and then I'll just buy a better element later at some other point. Like, I'll just eat it at this point. I'll eat the cost on that. I think I'm just future-proofing on Livia at this point. So, I finally put the final form on Livia as well. Like, there we go. Saizo relaxes in the workshop. It isn't that she's particularly rigid or anxious ordinarily, but there's a certain calm beauty that one only truly appreciates when Saizo is in her element. I wonder if it's that way for all machinists. What you must understand, Sable, is that the components are acquired. They fit together, not by chance and not by effort, but by nature. They belong to her. They will always belong to her. All we are doing is assembling her from what we have already been. I nod and feel a soft buzzing in my ears. Among my clan, we believe that machines have names, held for ages by the deep secrets, unheard by those unequipped to listen. We will find this one's name together. Alright. Let us build a boat. Or a bike, I should say. Okay. There we go. Got in the front. Alright. I like how we attach this giant cylinder onto like the bottom of the wing. It ceases to exist. Listen. Saizo tilts her head for a moment, leaning closer to Simoon. All at once, I know the hover bike's name. Simoon. I say able to whisper to let Saizo know. Simoon. Simoon. Well done, Sable. What sort of name is that? Ask what kind of sort of name is it, and if it speaks to any particular clan or culture. If it does, then I do not know it. Perhaps you will find out on your journey. Saizo shrugs mostly to herself, or perhaps you won't, but I hardly think it matters. We're bonded all the same. I tell Simoon that I'm eager to know her better, and Saizo looks proudly at the both of us. You are ready then. For the gliding. May all the gods turn their faces for you, Sable. Not a blessing, perhaps, but Saizo is prone to such things, and I can read in her tone she meant quite sweetly. You must learn to listen to Simoon, to care for her. Seek out my fellow machinists and your travelers, Sable. They will teach you the art of machine whispering. Oh, and here, take this. It's a machinist's badge. You'll meet plenty of my ilk on your gliding. Show them that you are show them your worth, and they'll give you more badges. Thank Saizo twice for good measure and give a bow. I'm ready. Alright, go talk to Jody. Cannot do a whistle yet. I guess our bike isn't actually blowing yet. Sable, the cartographer landed his balloon while you were away. You should go speak with him, see if you can get a map. I nod and begin to go, but Jody gestures me back and puts something in my hand. Here's some money, and get going on your little journey. Use it most wisely, and then a little unwisely when the mood strikes. It's good to know the value of money, but you never want to be ruled by it. I thank Jody effusively, and head on my way. We got some cash bucks, and I pulled it up there. Where the child was. Put it up here. Balloon was more fun than the person in it. Yeah. Approach the cartographer. Ah, greetings, child. I saw you looking longingly at my great balloon. Quite a piece of work, isn't she? Bigger than I thought. I tried to explain when I first saw the balloon, I thought it was very small and somewhat far away. Now I see it's quite large. It was very far away. Fumbled through the explanation, though, and the cartographer just nods without saying anything. I nod back. Oh, good to meet you. Oh, and I should introduce myself. I'm Jordan. I tell him I'm Sable. I suppose you've come all this way to see me. It's probably a map you're after, eh, Sable? Would love a map. I tell the cartographer I'd love a map. Of course you would. That'll be 50 cuts. Buy the map. Perfect. Let's trade. Keep the map. And we can sell things. And we can get some of our money back. Here. We sold 2 bugs to the cartographer. I thank Jordan for the UR map and all its vast possibilities. Something about this makes me feel more real. Luck on your gliding, Sable. I still remember mine. Ask how it was. Short. I knew since I was a boy that cartography was for me, but I spent a little extra time out there just to enjoy the world. Speaking of, keep an eye on the skies, eh? Plenty of my colleagues out there. They'll have some maps to sell to you, from the Koa to the Sodic Waste. I thank Jordan for the tip and say goodbye. Farewell, child. A reminder that we can fast travel. And we now have a proper map. Showing us where the things are. Pretty much all of this is dead zone, so this little area here is relevant. I return to Johnny with a new lightness. And it makes the weight of my departure feel heavier still. What a strange day. Sable, is that a badge you've got there? Yeah, Saizo gave it to me. Tell Johnny Saizo gave me the badge. And he must have earned it. Well done. I give a bow and thanks. Well, Sable, if you keep this up, you'll be headed for the mask caster in no time. I try to think about going to a mask caster, but it seems impossibly far away. Imagine choosing what I want to be. Imagine choosing what I want to be forever. I know what you're thinking, but don't worry about it. You've got plenty of badges. Out there, and once you've got 3 alike, you can trade it for that mask. Don't feel like your first mask is your final choice. The gliding's about freedom and exploration. I suggest you claim as many masks as you wish. Only at your final ceremony will you be asked to choose one. So how will I choose one? You'll have to feel it out. But when you know, you'll know. Now. The tone of her now puts butterflies in my stomach. With all of this done, there's only one thing left. It's time then, isn't it? Time for you to walk through the face door at the Temple of Rohana. There, you'll assemble your gliding mask. And go. Things I wish to convey to Johnny here, depths of love and gratitude and fear and worry and hope. Though I find myself unable to speak any of it, I know how she understands. Before you leave, child, I made these. They're dyed with the traditional Ibexi maroon. I hope they provide you great comfort out in the desert. When you leave today, you will no longer be Sable, clan child of the Ibexi. You will simply be Sable, and the rest will come. No matter what you are, no matter where your journey takes you, I will always know you. I I will always love you. I will see you again. I don't know where my journey will end, but I know where it must begin. I'm ready. Change our pants. There we go. Got a little floppy hood and everything. So the temple is over here. Let's get ourselves a little better mask. Almost done the tutorial. So for the most part in this game, the only thing that hinders you and where you can go is your stamina. There's a couple spots that are stamina problems, but we hopefully shouldn't have too many of those in this playthrough. Now that I know where the chum layer is. But yeah, basically you just get the bike, you pop out the door, and you're free to go wherever you want. Seems to be some puzzle things to do. Yeah, the occasional janky ledge grab. Still a problem. Ah, statue of Mothman again. That's the first one. I don't think there's any goodies in this room. It's just up to where we need to get to. Fortunately, there's not really a way to speed up while climbing. Gonna take your lumps on it. Over here. Alright. Okay. I might do another short jank game before I move on to next big thing. I've been sitting on it, and I think I might do the Sky Arc after this, which is also a fun, short little game. It's like, I think I beat it in, what, 8 hours or something? So, 7 hours, I think, to like 100% it. The Sky Arc being a prequel to Resolution. So. A game I have streamed and intensely enjoyed. The Sky Arc is less good, but it's very short and it's still fun. Alright. So. Got a kind of cool looking mask. Actually, that's one of my favorite masks. It's like the first one you get. A mask worn by those in the Sand Sea made of bone. Ones in particular to the Ibexi are made from the skulls of a mountain goat. Mountain goat is an animal not pictured in this game. Pretty much the only things we'll see in this game are a couple chickens, whatever the hell chums are, bugs. There's a good handful of bugs. And, you guessed it, JRPG needs fishing. Fishing and assorted bug collecting. Like butterflies were added in a later patch of the game, actually. Came out like a year after the game released. I mean, some of the fish are definitely bug-like. But, you know. You have fish and bugs to collect. Everyone's left. Postbox, hello, Sable. Eddie's voice echoes strangely through the machine, yet still it warms me. Well, Sable, this is it. By the time you hear this, we'll have gone. Gliding is a journey that must begin alone. There's a certain nuance lost in transmission, and for that I'm grateful. It would be far too much to hear the cracks in her voice and not run weakly into her arms to stay forever. But I am ready. So I close my eyes and listen. But, though you go by yourself, you are not without friends. You are not without family. And you are not without love. These things will always carry you, as you do your mask. And know that I'm not supposed to do this, but if I were you, I might go see Utari. They're the machinists at Burnt Oak Station, and amongst Izo's closest friends. Utari is a good contact to have on one's gliding. A fine way to get another machinist badge if you're so inclined. Only a suggestion, though. As for us, I send another message once we've returned to Iwer. So, keep an eye on the postbox and try not to forget us. Takes a long breath. I forget that things as easy as breathing could ever exist. The world is waiting, Sable. Good luck. So this game can end actually really early. You get that go to end game. You hit go mode basically as soon as you get a mask unlocked. There you are. Came from a weird spot. Anyway, our very own bike. So we go out that port and into the Sand Sea. Move directly to end, which is presumably wherever the Ibex went. Oh, they just return here. They, as said in their mail, when they return here to the camp spot here, they'll send a message, but that is conveniently whenever you get your first mask. Or your first badge mask? It might be your first badge mask, actually. It might not count the, well, like the 3 or 4 specialty masks. Which do count for the ending, but I don't know if they count as, like, acquisition. You can see that I'm actually controlling the bike out in this cutscene here. It just what a good moment to pop the music. Although this might get flagged. I don't know. It was made specifically for the game, so it probably shouldn't. If it is, I hope not. Very good moment. So yeah, we're just let loose into the world. Free to roam around. Actually, I'm gonna look for something just to get it out of the way. I think it's here. That's not it. Oh yeah, yeah it is. I know I called that feature correctly. On the place I want to be. I'm just kind of bluffing around to listen to the music. I fully admit that. It's a very good track. But I would like to investigate the pink tower over there. Something important is over there. Alright. Oh, this is the Hercules beetle. I thought this was something else. Oh well. It's fine, I need Hercules beetle stuff anyway, so for a side quest. There's like a tower with like pink stuff climbed up it. Oh, that's up, oh my god, the border. I think it's like somewhere around here. Just make a mark. Oh, crack. I do want to be up here though. There might even be a chum or something here. I think I need like 5 eggs for the first upgrade. Anyway, beetle detour music. Can't wait to have stamina. I'm gonna do too much of this game with just this amount of stamina. I regret it. It is here. It's not a perfect experience. Whatever. There we go. Oh, over here. If I recall with this particular event. This over here. And there's a bug over here. There. There's loot over there. Would like the loot. Give me the good stuff. It might be cash. Cash. More cash. Yeah, that was a good bit of cash, actually. Well, that's problems. How am I supposed to get back up? Hope for the best. Hope for the best. Where did I leave the coffee? Here we go. Get the fuck out of here. Mama Beetle protects her home. So yeah, use the smoke to distract the beetle. Bug. Gross moving eggs. I don't think these count towards our bug collection. This is just a thing. Yeah, this is actually a side quest, so I'm okay with that. Coming here beforehand. That's where we came in. Here. Can we appreciate this grub? He's all cozy with his best friend, the dead human. A little tent. Good grub. Grub his friend. $20. I'll take that. Definitely jamming a bit to this track. That should definitely be more than enough. I think we only need like 3, but you know, it doesn't hurt to carry the extras. If nothing else, it's a free like $10 or something. We're all the way up here. Are you sure there's a... yeah, jump. Dig it. Alright. Okay. So... let's see... Let's see if there's any chums on, like, the top. Anything I can actually identify. Not really? Okay. Go... Direction am I pointing? Okay. There you are. Just kind of showed up here. I'll take that. Okay. So, we want to go see if we can't head out towards the blue. Physics for the bike are a little goofy, but I don't mind. I'm gonna try cloud. Ooh, hey. I see you over there. There it is. There's the pink tower. Yeah, that looks like the right thing. Pink? It's definitely something. It looks like what I want. The thing we marked in the background is the cartographer's balloon, which, you know, gives us the map. Yep, pink tower. There we go. Less the building itself is pink, and more that there are pink things in the tower, holding up the tower. We want to be here. I want this place marked on my map this time, because I missed it last time, and boy do I regret that. Where's the... Where's the entry point? The real question. Oh, hey, there's another one down here. Okay, good find. I'll take more. Balloon. So I'll hit up the balloon and then we'll go to the station. Actually, there might be something I do before I go to the station. I remember where it is. That might actually be worth going to before we hit the station. Egg acquisition is important. Chum is friend. We want to be nice to chums. So where is entry to Chum Tower here? Definitely don't have the stamina to climb that. Just there's a little bit of like rumble feedback. Ah, here, Proctor for the spot. He followed debris. Might be an easier answer to this. I just found the place, so here we go. Save my poor ailing brain. There we go. Yeah, I was on the lower part of the platform. Yeah, that would explain why I was missing it. Work smarter, not harder. The chum layer. I don't think there's any loose chum in this room, so... Upon seeing a frankly humongous chum holding up the remains of an ancient stone tower, I nearly jump out of my skin. Before I collect myself, I hear a cooing in my head. Ah, hello, Wanderer. Please don't be frightened. The giant chum cocks its head at me and chirps. Are you talking to me? I realize as I ask this question is for my own benefit. I am talking to you as much as I am able to talk. You're able to perceive my thoughts. But I assure you, I am as real as you are. I hear you are carrying some of my children. I can feel the eggs squirming in my satchel at their mention. I relax suddenly, comforted by the absurdity of this situation. Your name is old and vast, like the desert. I mouth the syllables as it chirps silently. Sable! How beautiful. I don't have a name as such, but I am the Queen of Chums. And you may call me Queen Chum, or Chum Queen, as you prefer. I bow my head politely. An honor to meet you, Queen. The Queen seems surprised by my formality. Oh my, you're such a proper little human. Well, you being here, it feels very lucky indeed. Perhaps you could help us. Our eggs are scattered throughout the desert, but they need to be planted somewhere safe. Bring them here, little one, and I will be able to give you something for your favor. As a kind offer, you're a kind little slug, aren't you? I think I'm going to like you, Sable. Start things off, bring me 5 eggs. Oh, I already have 5 eggs. You've been busy. So many of us together already. Excellent work, young Sable. The Queen coos at me with a gentle voice, resonates in my head. How fortunate for you, to have taken an interest in us. I find myself smiling at this magnanimous compliment. You're a rare specimen in this age. A tear. Something Breath of the Wild. Chum Queen tier. We now have like 50% more stamina. Well, now that you've gotten me all emotional. Lucky for you, the tears of a chum carry great power. But I suggest you keep that information to yourself. And not solemnly sparing any elaboration or suggestion. The tears feel like a gift. I feel stronger, more resilient. Give me 15 eggs next. We have acquired a chum friend. So we bring eggs to Queen, and we now have more stamina. Each tier is worth about half a bar of, half of that central unit worth of stamina. So it goes a long way. 0. Citrine enemies with Overguard are of course not rooted in place by crystallized, but still grow critical weak point crystals. Well, that's actually, yeah, that's good information. I haven't really used her for much. I've mostly been playing in a lot, like, lower leveled areas, so... Let's go to the cartography... Actually, I think it's around here. Yeah, it would be a lot easier with the cartography. I'll bump into it as I go. Bump into something. Don't lose your bike. That suggestion shows up a lot. Yeah, that's blue. For a game as simple as it is, this game can be weirdly not well optimized. It definitely chugs when for a game that you don't think should be chugging very often. But I guess that's part of the jank. Feels nice to have enough stamina to actually make like a running jump. Almost everything in the game can be completed with the standard stamina bar. It's just sometimes it's a pain in the ass, or you have to get kind of creative. Where we go? Photographer's balloon. That's basically good enough. As long as we got the grab, we can actually just teleport back up here if we fall. Fell. I think fell is the right word. Definitely not falled. Alright, I greet the cartographer shyly. A little crowded up here alone. How alone we are up here. A little cowed by how alone we are up here. I got words. You bungle one word and the rest of them just die in your mouth. And how intimate that sometimes feels despite it being so much a part of my gliding. He responds with a sound like a warm smile. Hello there, glider. Thanks for taking the time to climb all the way up here. Surveying gets a little lonely sometimes, you know? I tell her I do, given how lonely I can get on the sand sometimes. Hope Simon doesn't hear. So then, what is it you need? Can I buy a map? I'd like to buy a map. And a cartographer's badge. Thanks, glider. Goodbye. You got anything else? Anything worth looking nearby? Chuckles to herself. Of course. You don't think I'm standing up here for nothing, do you? Have you been to the Great Wind Tower yet? Get up there, and you can see for ages. Burnt Oak Station is close as well. You'll never guess why it's called that. Think about it, but she goes on before I can shout my predicament. If you're a fan of insects, there's a gigantic Hercules beetle nest nearby. Yeah, I found that one already. You know, rumor has it that they can lift 100 times their own body weight. Can I help you, glider? Anything else interesting around here? Just head south if you wish to see the white sands of the Wash. West, you'll find Red Sea, the myriad secrets, and to the east, the salt plains of the waste. Can I help you, glider? That's it. Thanks. No problem, glider. Come back when you like. Alright. We definitely want that marked. That is a ship. Ship is where big money is. Still looking for... That's the tower. That's the wind tower. And... Is there one in East Sea? I think there is one in East Sea. In the Sand Sea. It's... Oh, is it this one? Might be that. Well, I'm gonna mark it all the same then. So if that red circle is what I think it is, there's a thing that opens up with a particular challenge. And there's like 5 of them? Or 4 of them, I think? 4 or 5 of them? There's like one in each of the major regions. So... side quests. That should just take me to the boat anyway, no matter what, so there's one thing I want to see. I think it's around where blue is here. No, it's somewhere south of here. It's kind of out in the open. I think I see it. That's it. I think that might be it. I want to go there before I go. Actually, how far off was I? Doesn't look like I was that far off. Well, I ain't complaining. So let's head over this way. I'm fairly confident that thing with the weird spikes sticking out of it is what I want. Before we head to the station. Yeah, that is definitely it. Now that I can see the shape a little better, yep, that is definitely where I want to be. I wasn't too far off with my first guess. Feel good about that. The Angler Hut. So this was actually added post release. Eventually another person shows up here and you can fish stuff. Or the ones Simon is slowed over the dune without my asking, or taking an unexpected but gentle curve around an invisible something. I've wondered if she's drawing a memory from a time before. Lately I've wondered if she's turning into another different flow altogether. The movements of fish as they swim beneath the sand. I approach the angler with this in mind and think how interesting it must be to find one's calling in fishing. Reaching out for things one cannot see might even teach me some patience. Oh, there, Glider. What can I do for you? What do I want to talk about? I'd like to learn how to fish. The angler nods. Fancy the angler mask, eh? Well, hope you're more patient than some of these gliders. I'm very patient. Very. I'm working on that. I'm certain he smirks. Well, either way, first thing you'll need is a fishing rod. I'll give you one of my old ones. Good for a trainee. It fits. You can use it to cast off anywhere you can find some sand. Anywhere. Anywhere. Whether you get a bite or not will be another matter, but that's the trick to being an angler, feeling it out. I nod. So if you want to earn this mask, that's how you do it. I'm not here to waste your time if you're not here to waste mine. So, for your first badge, all I need to see is that is some fish right here in the sand sea. Bring me a bellow guppy, a pebble eye, and a pillfish, and we're good. Remember, every species has its own habitat, and you have to search around to find fish where they live. But word of the wise, a lot of fish survive by nibbling on the roots of plants, so you should give that a place to start. Thank him and depart. Look out there. Now we can fish. Let's go to a spot where we can catch some fish. Exciting and riveting gameplay of fishing. There's a dopey dart. Pretty much everywhere. Alright, so now let's make our way to the station. This way. Yeah, I can see the Burnt Oak station from here. Whoop. Yeah, there's plenty of fish. There's no reward for catching all the fish in the game. Just a little bit of accomplishment. But there is a reward for catching all of the bugs. So. And that reward is something to spend more money on. Ugh. That's the ship. Okay, yeah, so the thing I'm looking for, that red dot, is what I think it is. Okay, cool. Yep, I see the rings and I see the tower. Okay. Cool. That sign can be read for anything. Dunbone to the east, which is the ship. The wind tower southeast. Southwest Chums is scrawled across the sign. West is Ecria. Ecria is the place that I was talking about that causes problems. So. Let's start here. Places I need to start. It's a challenge not to view scrappers through quite a romantic lens. As I looked towards the gliding as a child, I pictured myself as a dust-covered traveler, exploring strange forbidden places and finding strange forgotten things. Treasure hunter of old and arcane objects. Although I'm certain the grind for sifting through sand and dirt, useful tools and things left over, can wear anyone down, I can't help but weave some thread of my fantasy into reality of the work. Greetings, Glider. My name's Alton. I give a bow and introduce myself as Sable. You find much scrap metal out there, Sable? It's been known to happen. Good. Alton leans back, looks up at the ceiling thoughtfully. Got a task for you then, if you're up for it. Hesitation in my voice is a product of gentle intimidation. I said I stand straight and casual enough to seem like I'm up for anything. Alton seems to believe it enough. I need scrap, Sable, and lots of it. You there already, doing basically nothing. Alton chuckles to himself. Shouldn't say it like that. Gliding's odd, eh? Well, you have nothing to do, so you have everything to do. I wonder if anyone's ever spent their gliding just lying around. Might be easier. I joke that it might be an easier life. Find a big warm rock and stare up into infinity, resting my way through a glide. He snorts amused, but I can tell the idea of an extended nap is one he finds inviting. Perhaps I do too. Anyhow, the task. Let's see if you can understand this one, yeah? It's a bit complex. Tell him I'm ready. Go out, find scrap, bring it to me. How much do you need? How much can you carry? I show him my arms and pockets for scope. Yes, I need that much, and as many times as you can do it. I tell him happy for any reason to explore, and I'll return with everything I find. Say goodbye to Alden. We've now begun the Scrapper's quest. By any time we find scrap metal, we bring it to him and he pays us. It is very good money. The machinist looks over me. Too late. I'm perfectly on time. No. Tell them yes, they at least consider it. No, you're late. Perplexed, I wait for them to explain themselves, but they seem to wait for the same. Briefly, I feel a hint of shame as I remember the times that I've been late among the Bexy. Things I've slipped up on in doing. But I dismiss my doubts as I recall that I have no idea who the strange machinist is. I ask them. My name is Sutari, of immediate relevance to you. I'm the friend of Saizo. I asked them if Saizo alerted them to my impending arrival. Perhaps she looks out for me and sets waypoints and oases along my gliding. Comforting thought. No, it was your hover bike. I heard it for the first time months ago. I felt the shape of her voice. Sorry. I told Atari that it was not Moon they heard, for Saizo and I only built her a few days hence. They waved their hands to me in hurried dismissal. Saizo teach you so little. The voices of our machines are eternal. More ancient even than their forms. I hear them, as I always have. Yours, I thought, should revisit me sooner. But here we are. Asked them why. Our needs converge atop the wind tower. So, the wind tower. Something has stopped the tower working. I was hours away from going to see it for myself, but you and Simon came after all. Go there, mend what is broken or soothe what is hurt, and I will give you what you seek. I ask Guthrie if they know what I seek, and I admit that I might not. A direction. I'll be waiting for you. Travel swiftly and safely. Say goodbye to Guthrie. So, we can now modify our bike. Alas, there's nothing to modify our bike with right now. So, this is the mask caster. When we have 3 badges, we give this thing? Person? Something. Whatever it is. And it's numerous varieties of hookah? Some kind of hookah slash bong type pieces of glass. Well, don't worry about what it is. The question I don't have an answer for. It's mailbox. Bog witch, maybe. Bong witch. It's possible. Med glider. We have goats in my clan. Ah, so you're familiar with the temperament. I suppose you're a Bexy. Say hello to Umar and Jadi for me. Med glider. What's in the glass vial? Oh, I made this. It's a color palette for a hover bike, inspired by my work as a herder. Here, take some of this, I insist. I'd be very proud to see your bike riding with my colors, Sable. Med glider. Now, what's up with the statue? Oh, you recognize her? Oana. She was a great herder of many creatures. They say that she came from the whale and herded the ancestors of the creatures we heard today. We teach that keeping a herd near her statues will keep them together, well-fed and healthy. So we got some free paint. Narrow stalk fig. I don't know if there's any actual use for figs. Oh, I think they're just for sale. Ah, here's another person to start a side quest with. Guard stands before me, tall. Her posture shaped by duty, uniform weathered by years. Hello there, young glider. I am nearly startled by the force of her greeting, but her voice is comforting somehow, warm and welcoming. I greet her with an accidental enthusiasm of a traveler finding a friend. She smiles behind the mask, I think. Always nice to meet a fellow adventurer, especially now. How are you faring so far? The world is big and I feel very small. You say that like it's a bad thing. Isn't it a wonder the size of it all? You can spend your whole life wandering and still find more to see. Think about the balled up fabric and has smoothed out rock will make my next pillow, and many to come. My neck aches faintly at the thought of how many nights I'll spend this way. It's possible I'm romanticizing a little. You see, I'm getting ready to leave on my second gliding. She reads the confusion in my silence. Did no one tell me of the second gliding? I suppose it isn't a real second gliding, but it's how I'm thinking of it. A chance to see the world again and how it's changed. I'm an Equine Guard, or see, I was an Equine Guard. As of 3 days ago, I'm officially retired. You should have seen the way others looked at me. The laugh in her voice. All of them were so baffled to see me go, telling me that this how much I'd missed the big city. A few of them tell me they even felt sorry for me, like what I do now that my life's purpose is complete. Can you imagine? I tried to, but I can barely muster a view of my purpose's start, let alone its end. I shake my head. I said thank you for all the strange condolences, but tomorrow marks the first time in decades I'll wake up in the morning and have absolutely no idea what lies ahead. I've never been more excited. Yeah, Elizabeth has a bit of a midlife crisis. It's fine. You know, they're cheerful about it. Don't get me wrong, I've loved my work, and I've even loved the noise and trouble of Acria, but I've spent enough of my life standing around looking hard. It's time to explore. Her glee is infectious. I asked where she'd like to go. Heading to the Badlands, I think. I wanted to see the Bridge of the Betrayed. If you haven't already, you should definitely go and see it for yourself. You'll want the northern Badlands, southwest of here. I nod, trying to keep the directions in mind. Elizabeth sets me up with a little tap. Maybe I'll see you there. I like this guy's mask. It's a bug. I am Mifa, the innkeeper of the camp. What can I do for you? Do you have anything that needs doing? Or I can even finish the question if it shouts, larval husks. I repeat the words back at her as a clarification. She nods. I need some larval husks. How much do you know about beetles? I'm a beetle expert. Oh, I don't need to explain to you what a larval husk is then. You certainly do not. If you don't mind, I'd be grateful if you could collect some for me. The type I'm looking for are Hercules beetles. You won't need to go far, but the nest is guarded by a mother beetle. You're gonna have to find another way past her. I actually have some larval husks here with me. Hand over the husks in exchange for a badge. Actually, there's one more thing you could do for me. Could you take these husks to Ecria and deliver them to Lyan in the Chime Maker's workshop? Anything else I can help you with? Nope. Alright. So, we have our larval husks. Now we need to deliver them. This is a very good bug. Merchant Bobby. Glider, welcome. Come view my wares. What about this camp? This is one of many beetle tent stations around Midden. Named after the big old burnt tree over there. Not sure what species an oak is, mind. There's plenty of characters passing through here. They're all worth a bother if you're on your gliding. Never know what badges and masks you might pick up. Don't be shy. Chat to the tent owners, interrogate the machinists and any other people around. There's also the scrapper's yard below, the big crane over there. As a lazy scrapper down there, it'll make finding scrap worth your time. See you soon. How can I get a merchant's badge? Merchants aren't liable to just give out badges freely. Your best bet is to head to Ekria. There's a big market in town worth trying to Erie his attention if you want to get yourself some merchant's badges. Be careful how you do it, mind. She's not the friendliest customer. See you soon. Alright. So we can get some ship parts. What we want. Keep a fig in case it's needed for some reason. I have yet to find a use for figs, but maybe I'll find one. Alright, so we got 400 bucks. We can buy new bike parts. We can buy bug parts. Or we can buy scrapper parts. We also get the paint job of a thing if we get at least one of its parts. Yeah, I'll buy the bug set. Oh, bug. The scrapper stuff is better, but... yeah, bug. Bug bike. Who doesn't want bug bike? The default paint is somehow like my favorite one. A little slower, but controls a little nicer. So we need that bug bits. Little legs pop out. I might change the back. Get a little more speed. There we go. Whee! Little things for amusement. So, let's do this. I think there's something up here. Yeah, so each of the bikes has a different, like, emission. Some are more smoky, some do lasers, some make little whooshy effects. Some of them have like more like physical effects on the bike itself. It's probably the debatably second or third best bike set. Has like a physical effect. Well, there was something up on the tree, but I could be wrong. Oh, that's the prize. Right. Okay, I remember there was a prize related to climbing the tree. I just realized what it was. It's just not on the tree itself. Anyway, you can just kind of sit down, chill. Enjoy the sights. Moving over there. spaceship over there. Big tree. A chum on a rock. We'll mill about in the town. Oh yeah, there's another chum up on top of the bug inn. This game doesn't do a lot, but it does the parts it does really well. Sometimes it's nice to just stop and sniff the plants. Grain, steel, something. That's another bug. One more bug for the bug collection. Friend acquired. Friend egg, I should say. I keep saying friend like they're, friggin', gins. Friend is a good collectible phrase. Remember to collect your friends. How it works. We want to get up there. It just kind of dawned on me, like, I'm just like dozens of streams later after having finished Golden Sun. I'm like, you know, it's kind of weird to say collecting friends. It's a little weird. It's fine. Second. It's still moving. Okay, I didn't accidentally screw up and click into it. So let's see. I'm gonna start with. Let's do the bike challenge and then. Say challenge with quotes, but you know. Do the bike challenge and the. Oh. This is an interesting sound. Yeah, I think there's different sound, like summon sounds for each bike type. I assume it's related to the head. The driving sound is the driving sound is the booster, and the wings make the little movement sound. Let's start with the tower, because that's faster. Alright. Means making a bit of a wide berth here. Let's start right here. Let's basically just drive through each of the rings. I think the worst one is in the Badlands. The Badlands has a weird setup for it. There's not a lot of room for something like this in the Badlands. Should we open up the tower? Yeah, there we go. I forgot this was so close to the ship. I was kind of credulous that that was the right spot on the map when I saw it. Basically doing a bunch of these opens up a side quest that gets us some bike parts. Some bike parts I never used because by the time I finished all of this I already had better. Oh, some kind of hoop. Choric ring. Artifact. A strange circular ring that I retrieved from a shrine buried under the sand. I can feel the light. I feel light tug towards an unknown place when I hold it, lightly in my hands, like a key that belongs somewhere. Let's go check out the boat. Where is the boat? Yeah, the breach side is where we want to be. There might be a chum around the back. Anything on the ground level here? Oh. So there's one of these in each area. Get used to just kind of exploring around these. The Dunboyne. On these you can't really climb the walls or anything like that. Rely on some of the panels and whatnot. Bit of scrap. That door's not open. Let's go open it. Shortcut to exit. Alright, so these are the big puzzle rooms in the game. There's like one other major area that's pretty big on puzzles, but the ships are the place to look for puzzles. There's a couple of them that are kind of bullshit though. It's not so much that they're hard to figure out as they are just kind of tedious to execute. Because the game is sometimes not the best with its physics, as you might have gathered. Alright, treasure. Ooh, big pile of cuts. You take those. Lots of scrap metal. I like how when you open it, just like physics stuff. I believe the other thing is in here. There we go. Take that. Okay. His money, literally. That we can take the thing out from over there and move it over here. A little weird and interesting now. I believe there's one of the nooks around here. Underside or something. Not in here. There was a few ships with like scrap box in this room. It's not no scrap or anything in here. Oh well. I encounter a strange, luminous figure. It greets me before I even have a chance to be frightened. New user found. Hello. Please enter your new username. I find myself whispering my own name. It suddenly feels odd in my mouth. It's like the first time I've said it aloud. Welcome, Sable. I've set up a new account for you. I ask the mysterious figure about themselves. I am the ship's simulated anthropomorphic registry and informational nexus, but you can call me Saren. I ask Saren what they're doing here. I'm not entirely sure, Sable. Most of my data modules appear to be corrupted. I'm attempting to access ship records. Saren goes still for a moment. Transferring ship's log to your inbox. You have unread messages, Sable. Let us read the unread messages. Recording 01. Panel blinks to life, strange markings and symbols I assume to be ancient texts spill across the screen in the background. Colors flash wildly. And then there's a strange buzzing, like old fabrics falling apart. There are voices. Within the long-range sensors, Captain. We're picking up some anomalous readings from the upper atmosphere. Could be a plasma storm, but the radiation signature doesn't quite match. Maintain approach at current speed. What's our time to destination? 46 Earth hours. Good. Keep an eye on those energy signatures. Get Saren in on it too, for pattern recognition. Captain, we need to purge our reactor soon. If we don't... I know, I'm aware of the risks, Ellis, but I'm not purging in the middle of space. We follow protocol and... the recording fails and the static continues. A few button pushes brings silence and a screen looks navigable in some way. I can't decipher anything. No unread messages. Okay, goodbye. Historical reconnection. So it seems like there might be a story about the bolts. Maybe we'll done figure them out at some point. Okay, I landed on the door. Nice. Give me, I need just a moment. little bit of a runny nose was all. Alright, let's see. On the back side. By the tower. Oh, hey. Oh, no. I just dropped this right from underneath. Okay. Interesting. Alright, so I suppose we should be heading over to the wind tower. I know there was a particular fish we're looking for around the wind tower. Oh, yeah, here we go. So, always worth checking around the vents. It's usually chums or treasure chests in the back. Take more chums. Alright, so let's head over to the Hercules beetle nest. Alright. So we want to go, yeah, that way. So there's an interesting fish that we can go find out that way. I think near these purple vegetables there's something. It's a particular type of fish. Distance from you basically doesn't matter, it's just making sure you land the thing where you want. Gotcha. Okay. Hello, Guppy. I want to catch, about two. Because we gotta give one to the guy. And we want one for... We want one for preservation. Okay. I need... What was the other fish that I needed? Gone fishing. Apple eye. Hellfish. One of these two is in the place we're going. Presumably Pebble Eye shows up near rocks. Maybe like right here? Around these kind of spots. I know the type of fish that like spawns in like under, like specifically in shadows next to rocks. It tells me you are fellow Guppy. Yeah. Yeah, I want to catch the fish first before we go to the tower. Means going a little bit out of our way first. Not much. So there's the wind tower. That's big, like, fan on the top. Quiet hum of the of our little bug bike. There's a fish that only shows up in here, amidst the cactus. Ooh, camera. What a dopey dart. Maybe you have to go a little further into the cactus zone. I know there's a special fish on the cactus field. Might be have to go a little further in. It's maybe only at night or something? Because I know for a fact there's a fish that shows up here. Unfortunately, dopey darts show up just about everywhere that isn't, like, 100% like unique. Here we are. Fish. Gotcha. There we are. Billfish. Small frilly fish that collects in swarms in cactus roots. Poisonous to humans, but its fruits fluid sometimes used for pain-killing purposes. There we go. Oh wait, I need another one. I need 2. I need to remember all the angling quest fish. I need 2 of them. This is just a dopey dart. Each fish having its own unique catching pattern does make it help to know when it matters or not. Dopey dart again. Fortunately, the game never asks for dopey darts for anything besides the fish collection, so I just need 1. Keep 2 just in case, but... Come on, RNG. Please be nice to me. Just want the pillfish. Yeah, come on. Come on, be nice to me. The pillfish. I just got a pillfish here. It's not a pillfish. Oh, there's a pebble eye. Okay, I can just get pebble eyes here. Okay. Well, we need 1 more pebble eye and we need 1 more pillfish. We'll have our first angling badge. Will the game grace us with RNG? Who knows? I'm thinking of stuff that I need to do. I have like Unsighted and from Stolly I would stream some Subnautica for him and Scrodes and all that. That one again. This might be... no. Well, if anything, we're making cash on this. Well. These extra cash prizes at the very least. Maybe... different cactus. Maybe that cactus was just bad luck. You grace us with one each, but not, you know, both. Another... yeah, propose. So, anything new and exciting going on with anybody else? We performed the riveting gameplay experience. Fishing fish. This RNG needs to grace me. To be fair to the Viparium quest, the fish don't pay off, so I'm not super worried about them, but I did want to make an earnest effort. Am I spending all day doing that? I can come back for these. I can, if nothing else, do it off camera to get the fish. We've already caught them once. Alright. Ooh! Wow, right over, just full leap over that cactus. Going back and forth between making the final pirates push to the end and take two at crab battle. So I saw a red light outside and was trying to figure out what it was. I was like, oh, that's a car light. Well, I'd say probably take the push and just, like, you know, finish pirates. I think it's better to clean something off your plate before moving to the next thing. I actually stuck that jump. Oh, there's stuff down here. So. Honestly, plate cleaning is kind of why I'm like, I've been waffling about actually getting into Dragon Quest. It's like Dragon Quest 11 because it's like, yeah, it's another big thing that I've beaten 3 times now. I should work on things that I haven't beaten yet. Oh, okay, that was just smoke flipping through there. Okay. Nothing over there? I don't see anybody wiggling over there. Alright. Anybody over here? Really? Alright. Been sitting on Unsighted since Christmas. I should just go play that at this point. Nope. Here. Alright, especially at the wind tower. Means we can teleport here. Right, I remember like the little extra puzzle in here to open some of the doors. Yeah, I definitely remember spending some time fucking around in here. Having some stamina should make a huge difference. Let's get a treasure chest. I see a window. Bouldering top. They won't let me climb further, and the hand wraps are, the hand wraps are lightweight fit, and this gear is great for making scaling mountains heights more comfortable. So as far as I'm aware, costumes have no effect on anything. They are purely cosmetic. Hey, if we want some physicsy wrist flaps, we can have those now. By power of bandage. Anything up here? Yeah, there's some good fashion choices. I know what my favorite one is. And probably when I get around to unlocking it, I will probably end up wearing that mostly, but you know. It's a good one. Or to say, probably the one you would expect me to want to wear the most. It's very expensive, though. It's actually pretty difficult to get your hands on. Not only do you have to complete the full side quest to gain access to it, but you also have to show up at a certain place at a certain time of day. And you have to have a shitload of money. But hey, I'm a fan. Webbing was stuck on it, and we webbing off. By lifting a rock, apparently. Oh, that opens the door. Okay, nice. Impressive throw. By us. There was like a chum around here somewhere. Where would it be? But there's extra stuff here. There it is. Definitely a chum around this part somewhere. You'll find it's not the end of the world, but... The one that we need to go grab. Oh, just these. $20. I'll take that. Machinist top. Okay, another top. I like the machinist top. The little like hand thingy and little bits. Nice little orange patch on the shoulder. Good luck. Okay, so that over to the angler hut. Hey there, Yoshi. I got the fish. Alright, one angler badge. Fishing's all about patience, right? So, let's see how much more you've got. For your next assignment, I want you to head down to the wash. Bring me a little kicker, a bloated eye clam, and a trifle jelly. Good luck out there. So the wash is here. It's this section. This is the Sodic Wastes. This is the Red Sea, Badlands, and Hakoa. Okay, so we have that started, and I think with that, we might have to get all the badges first. I don't know. I don't know when that person shows up. They just kind of did in my playthrough. Let's see. Gungun, cartographer's balloon. Start head over to Bar Oak. I do kind of want to do. I would like to head over to Ekria. I think that would be a next big move. Be to head over to Ekria. Okay, we got the machinist here. Guy greets me warmly. How may I help? Victoria's delight is obvious, and I see even in my approach they radiate with energy. You did it! Thank you, and well done. Both of you. Did you have much trouble? Not at all. Of course not. Why would you? You were meant to do it. Now, for your, I won't say reward, now, what you're owed. Victoria produces a machinist badge, holding it out for me to take. You may have been late in coming, but here you are, and where you're meant to be. I give this badge not only in recognition to where you've been and what you have done, but in honor of one of many possibilities. That you may, if you so choose, become one of us, who speak the unheard language of Simoon and her vast connections. This badge is one, and you will need to earn more of them from others who carry them. But when you do, the caster will know what you've chosen, and you may wear the mask of the machinist. I thank Uturi for it, and tell them I have much to consider. But at the moment, I hear the faintest ringing in my left ear, distant and deep, like a river below the sands. Listen. Alright. Let's sell some fish. Alright, so I need... Let's sell one of the dusk flies. We have 10 opie fish, so that's 9. These guys. Oh, he doesn't take them, he just wants proof that we caught them. Okay, cool. I didn't need doubles. Okay. I ain't complaining. I only need doubles if I deliver one first. Okay. Noted. How am I doing in cash? 435. I'll probably stick with the cash I have for now. I'm not too worried about bike upgrades right now. There's a couple of really cool ones that we can get. But for now. So, we've gotten what we need out of burnt oak. So we can decide to go to... We can follow... Okay, so our two options are... We can head out into the wash. Which would give us access to the bug quest. And that would also be where the next set of fish to catch is. Or we can go head up to Ecria, get access to, like, shopping and some of the more fun side quests. But we can also experience what lagging the hell out looks like as well. Alright, I think... we could go to the Badlands and visit, Elizabeth. Let's go to Ecria. I think that'll be a fun change. Let's see. Gone fishing, building kingdom. View from the bridge. Remnants of change. There we go. Other direction there, Corgan? Yeah, I'm a little worried. I won't lie. But the game does seem to be handling being streamed pretty well. I just want to see something. It's actually just my monitor difference. Like, just the way this game is, like, saturated in its color. The minor differences between my left monitor and my right monitor are actually making it look game a bit more faded. And I'm like, I hope that's not like how it's coming up on the stream. It's probably just my monitor. Because I moved the stream software over. It looks the right color if I shove it onto the other screen. I don't normally notice that, but I guess because the game is it's a lot of one color, so it's throwing me off like there's something wrong. I kind of miss having the two. I'm just having the double, like having two of the same monitor. There we go, gotcha. Hummer. A bird-like fish that often surfaces from below the sands to consume food in its natural habitat of the palm forest. They move with an erratic and incredible speed. Birdfish acquired. For any kind of bug. These little floating leaves are throwing me off a little bit. Just gotta keep an eye out for balloons. So, this is the Red Sea. This area is a little mean to the frame rate. What might be evident reasons. That's not the meanest place we'll go. There are two meaner yet places. One of them our destination. There you are. Okay, so that's all along the way. Okay. Kind of like reverby, echoey guitar with the like the little maraca background. I'm enjoying this. Butterfly. And the lag is sound here. Something here. For you. Where do the dragonflies go? Butterfly. I'm just like, ooh, piece of candy. Bugs are money. Don't you know? Quail. I see him right. There we go. Probably just some scrap in here. Oh, atomic priesthood trousers. New pants. Don't look bad. I don't know if I bothered to unlock these before I'm gonna play through. I might have just missed this by doing a lot of roundabouts in this area. I don't think I went like straight to Ecria before, so. Cartographer balloon is right. So let's see, where's the connection point? Where do I get up? How do I ascend here? Anything in here? A little fast for Dopey Dart. Oh hey, Sandray. Nice. Looks like a pointless nook. Alright. We caught a cool big fish. Maybe you're in here? I see you over there. I'm gonna get you. I don't care how many detours I have to make. More bugs. I want bug. Ugh. I know where to catch those too. I was hoping I could just dive bomb. Oh well. Turn oak to the east, dolphin connection to the south, the whale in the southwest, and west is Ecria. Alright, so let's go get the map. there's definitely stuff here. Oh, those aren't the dragonflies. I was thinking they were dragonflies for some reason. They are, in fact, not. So we gotta bring 3 things, and then the face will open. I don't know what the things are. Here they are. The bug statue. One. Let's find the others. Yeah, this has been a real chill stream, and I'm actually pretty okay with that. I was expecting it to bother me to have a lot more, like, some dead air type stream, but it didn't really bother me, actually. It could just be me being sick. Mr. Chum? Give me your egg. Egg acquired. Let's see. Oh yeah, there's one over there. Is there anything up here? Oh, there's a chum out in the open here too. Cool. I can argue. There we go. So... oh, yeah, there we go. Let's give it a good chuck. Give it the old DRG. Just huck it. You're fine. I am slowly working on getting my hands on bolt reconstruct and Warframe. I've gotten 8 of them, I think, so far. 7, 8 of them. It's a slowly but surely process. Especially because I've been holding off on spending my quills. Because I needed to make Gyre. Gyre requires, what, 40 quills to make? So that's a cool expense. But hey, I'll have Gyre like a year later. Yeah, I think it's 40. 40 and you need like 8 lanthorns or something, 10 lanthorns or something like that, which is just a fucking ridiculous number, but by my fortunate grace, I've actually had some good luck involving lanthorns for a change. Yeah. It's pretty fast turnover if you find a decent mission to run a couple times. Yeah, I pretty much, I was alternating on Tier 2 and Tier 5 exterminates. Tier 2 because I literally needed the chassis. I mean, I had like all of the gyro parts together, except for the chassis, like since the very beginning of the Zarman update. So... I just never got my... I've just always had bad luck getting my hands on the chassis. So... Can I make it up there? I don't think I will. The one downside to running out of stamina is that it takes forever to refill now. You have to wait for the whole thing to recuperate, which is a pain. Yeah, that does help. Although I've been playing solo, so... Ooh, why did I slip off the map? I was not holding the button there. Salvage this. Yes! Salvaged. Thank you, random nodule on the exterior of this building. Boy chunks off of Yanta, and it's like... Yeah, I know it's ferrite orbs and lanthorns, I believe. It also requires lower pinions. Cartographer's balloon. Yeah, I know I'm missing one statue. Once I'm done buying my map. Boy, you know, a surprising number of people show up here. Between you and me, I think they just want to feel tall. I said immediately that he does not need to know whether that was my reason or not. Got any maps? Like that. I don't want to make the expense, but I'm going to just to have the paint job. I don't really need where the other regions are anymore. This basically just told us where... The last one just told us where everything is. Let's go if there's any points of interest nearby. I feel it's refreshingly unrehearsed. I can only imagine how many times cartographers need to give the same information to visitors day in and day out. City Ekri is close by. Have you been there yet? The Five Bells camp isn't too far either. Thanks. The Palm Forest, you ought to look in there, actually. Especially if you like mystery. There's a ruined ship in there no one's touched for years. And speaking of ruined ships, the whale is around here as well. You won't find many things older than that. So, the whale. I don't think that's the whale. It's just a ship. This is the whale. So this is like one of these. One of these little boats here. This is the biggest boat. The whales refer to are other a lot. Also, I believe there's another... What is this? Controller's like pulsing near the cartographer for some reason. I don't think so. I think that's something, but I don't think that's what I'm looking for. I'm gonna mark it anyway, just in case. It's in here somewhere, it's just hard to see, I guess. Yeah, I'm looking for a red dot, like the one over here. So. think there's one in the Red Sand Sea. Lanthorns are too much to spend on, like, a chunk upgrade. Yeah, I've been squirreling my lanthorns like nobody's business at this point, because everything costs goddamn lanthorns. I've actually gotten around, I've basically, for like months now, whenever I play, I've been shuffling a, extractor on the Zariman. Like, how often do you get to say bust out extractor drones anymore? Like, I just don't need the extra resources from anywhere anymore, so I just don't use them. But no, Zariman has forced me to break out the extractor. So... Anyway, this is Ekria, and the swamp behind it. Also, I'm gonna make a note for this, for my own sanity. You might notice there's something... in the city. That might be relevant. And keeping the organ cells and mutagen samples just cause they're what I have the least of. Yeah, that's fair. I've been feeding most of my scraps to the Helmum. Preference Airman keeps you net positive buying void chunks for orbs easily. Yeah, although to be fair, it's pretty easy to get like a shitload of orbs. I feel like I have like a goddamn million of them. I don't think I've ever, outside of like initial days, I don't think I've ever felt close to running out of them. Speaking of smashing stuff, I think I'm like one part away from having parallax. I think I have like, I'm missing like one blueprint. I don't remember if I rolled it recently, because I know I got like 2 parts recently, and I didn't double check if they were something I had or not beforehand, because I know I had 2 parts previously, so I'll find out later. I plan on, after stream, selling some of my opinions, void plumes, so that I can go pick up more reconstructs. Monumental stone top. An incredibly crafted piece of ritual clothing. It's awkward to wear, but hard to take your eyes off of. Yeah, so I think these sorts of face sores tend to lead to the other monumental gear. So it glows. We got some glowy armor top here. I've been getting it set up. I haven't used it yet, but I have been collecting it. I figured since I was I had to do all that to get Gyre and whatnot anyway, I needed to make the effort to go get Gyre and all that stuff. Fun. I figured I may as well, you know, spend the extra guff and plumes on getting my hands on Reconstruct. Because that seems useful on a couple different frames where maybe Grace isn't the most practical. I mean, Grace is practical on basically everything, but like, you know, if I can have a more flexible version of healing. It's also a bit more supportive. I won't argue with having that in a couple different frames. That also doesn't rely on, like, the RNG that, like, squishier frames need. Because, like, I love Arcane Grace. Guardian and Grace are pretty much my go-to combo for everything. As far as just, like, generic, lazy play. Free 900 armor on every Warframe, and a, what, 10% chance to have more than half of your health restored every time you take damage? Like, yeah, those are really nice. Like, exceptionally nice. But that does also... That kind of, has the slight problem with, like, with squishier frames, where it's just like, yeah, but if you take any damage at all anyway, it's a problem. Oh hey, it's too many things have loaded in, so we've disappeared from the bike. Yeah. That happens occasionally. Anyway, we have entered Ecria. Some stuff I have. Right, we can't actually fish in the water. In here? Might be... I fish here. There's a spot to fish around here. Ah, these... I need these fellow pomegranates, actually. They are useful for a side quest. But alternatively, I can spend like 200... I can spend 200 cuts, or I can spend 1 pomegranate. You might be able to guess which I prefer. Yeah, there we go. Fish and water. It sounds silly, a little bit. I know that there are fireflies around here, or dragonflies around here that we can catch. Give me. There we go. Bug acquired. I've been getting a lot of use out of the duration one lately. The power on kill one is extremely strong, but I don't feel like slapping it on anything yet. Oop. Oop. My bike! Oh! Don't free yourself, right? Come on. Yeah, there we go. Thank you. Go drag yourself out of the water. Alright. So, let's go get a side quest down here. It's my favorite side quest. I think Tom, if anyone, will appreciate that's the side quest. Particularly good one. We have anything worth selling, and I don't have... This guy's got a shitload of money. For the most part, most of these are only really worth buying for the decorative. The Speedster bike is pretty much flat out the best bike in the game, unfortunately. Despite all the cool, like, side quest bikes that you can get, and there's definitely one that should be better than the Speedster bike. But as far as I can tell, statistically speaking, the Speedster bike is the best one. And it costs 900 cuts to get. So, definitely planning on picking that up at some point. Duray is a climber in Ecria. He smells awful and his mask is about to fall off. Bye. He smells bad and he looks ugly. The whole of Ecria is on edge. Not good for business, I tell you. Even my regulars aren't coming now. Oh, what's going on? It's been a bit of a ruckus around the power supply into town. There ain't none. Rumors of all sorts going around. Maybe it was the merchants in the market. Maybe it was an outsider. I'm sure the townies would love to blame us, Sarai. Lucky the outsider business for fruit is still going, but a bit slower, but Sarai don't have to worry much about power out here. Formative. What's Josh got here? Melancholy mushroom. I know we need to pick up one of those, but I know where to find them. Petrified forest in the wash, yep. We have the fallow pomegranate. We picked up some right on the edge of town. Try ridgewort pulp. I know where to get that. I don't know if there's anything that actually uses shy ridgewort pulp, though. So, oh no, what am I gonna do? I've lost power in town, the merchants have started hiking their prices, and now I can't afford my tea. Yeah, man, I get that. Tea's expensive. It's kind of weird that, like, some of the novelty bikes show up around here. It's like this weird glyphy one. You can only get that from a special side quest that supposedly hasn't been bothered in ancient times. And this is a bike part that has not been made yet, apparently. Like, some dude has to invent it. Or you can get your hands on it. And apparently it's already been invented, I guess? A weird back thruster here. That's actually a really good bike part, though. Unfortunately, the cool one that you have to do from the bike side quest kind of sucks. It's not great. It's like a lot better than a lot of the basic ones, but it doesn't even like begin to compete with like this one. These crystals. And unfortunately, crystals are still worse than Speedster. Alright, so let's go get this quest. Hey you. The guy with the funny mask. Maz. Yo, you, Glider. My name is Maz. I have a problem, and I wonder if you could help me. His voice is like burnished steel, despite the softness he tries to inject into his entreaty. The tone of the man is more used to orders than requests. I gesture for him to continue. I can at least hear him out. It's my son, he sighs. He's being held by the Ecrian guard. They caught him tampering with the water supply. He puts a hand up to reassure me before I can speak any doubt. He was trying to tap the supply, not taint it. He aimed to bring us a better source of water, one that could benefit us immensely. Is that really a crime? By Ecrian law, this is illegal, yes. But if we follow Ecrian law, we would all die of thirst, waiting for some functionary to make the slightest effort. He sighs, crosses his arm, takes a step back. It's hard to tell if he's already defeated or trying to tamp down some rising hope. I won't work to convince you. If it sounds like too much, I understand. But someone needs to stand against this for several reasons. It cannot be me. Not this time. Can you help? I'll help. I'm not sure what I expect, but the solemn nod I receive catches me off guard. He steps closer to me and places a hand on my shoulder. There's something else. Something you must know, and I hope will not break the bond we've made. Have you heard the tale of the Shade of Ecria? No, what's that? The Shade of Ecria, a hero of the people, and the bane of those who would subjugate them. Dark as night itself, smooth as black of silk, enfeebled by the flames of vengeance. A legend in this wretched city. Though, to ask a guard, or those who line their pockets, the Shade is a menace and a smuggler. Ask what he thinks. I think he was a man doing his best to right the wrongs of the powerful, but I might be biased. I am the Shade of Ecria. I barely have a time to look impressed before he adds, and for today, so are you. What? When I retired, I hid the mask of the Shade, but even though the Shade is gone, rumors of the legend persisted. A glider could not convince the guards to free my son, but the Shade? Oh, at the mere sight of him, they are liable to give you whatever you want. As points at marking on the nearby wall. You see this? Head to the town gate and look for the symbol. It'll lead you to the mask. Collect the mask and return to me, then we'll stage a rescue. Farewell, glider. So, hey, some people are, you know, basically starving to death and dehydrating. So some guy went to go get some water. The cops arrested him. I think we're cooler than Batman. We're not siding with the police. We're terrifying the police. We get to scare them. That's our job. It's a side quest where you get to spook the police. Isn't that the best? The mask is over in the bogs somewhere. Here. Over here, I think? Yeah, right here. I think this is it. Shade of Ecria mask. The mask of the Shade of Ecria. When I wear it, I feel transformed into something closer to a spirit. I don't feel human anymore. And we jangle, because it's a mask covered in googly. With little bits of like metal in it. With the eyes. So it jangles when you walk around. Alright, so let's go talk to him. I think this is also like the first access to like a timed quest that we've had. There is also another very well written thing. Also, let's make note of this little spot here. Yeah, there's also another really good quest coming up as well, but I think we'll be getting to that next stream. It's been a while since I saw that old thing. When you wear the Mask of the Shade, there is no greater ally than darkness and dread. Wait until nightfall and then proceed to the guard station. Be as quiet as you can and evade their eyes until the moment you strike. Then, when the time is right, he hisses the last bit dripping with venom. Show them the shade. Shiver. Are you ready to do this, Glider? Ready. We don't even have to stealth sequence. You know, I was thinking. Oh no, not one of these. No, this one's interesting. Doubtful. But I don't know. Tell me anyway. Listening to you is marginally better than the wind. Listening. Thank you. I was thinking about how I've seen plenty of Nymore plants, but I've never really thought about what's inside them. You know, like what's inside a Nymore plant? It's glowing. Yeah, obviously I know it's glowing, but why? What causes the light? I don't know, glowing stuff. What do you think about these things? What's the point? I don't know, what do you think about it? Normal things. Boring things, more like it. Guards lapse into silence. Time to make myself known. Oh no, it's the Shade! Run! Go! Go! The cops. You get to stand all smug. I'm buzzing with nervous excitement, and maybe a touch of power. But I tell myself it's only to ensure that I give back the mask and continue my gliding. This is not the time to take up the mantle of vigilante. I approach the boy, who seems no worse for wear, possibly even entertained by the guard's reactions. He waves. When I speak, I maintain the illusion. My voice is not so searing as the Shade's must have been, but it's a worthy affect. Loudly, I call him Son of Maz and declare that he is free to return to his father. But who are you? I tell him I'm the Shade of Ecria and do a pose that might help him along. No, Maz is the Shade of Ecria. He isn't my father. My father's dead. Oh. But Maz takes care of me. Takes care of all of us. Did he send you? The Shade sends himself. And did he really say I was his son? I nod. The boy laughs a little, and something of a relief. He says that to us. He calls us sons and daughters, but I didn't know he really meant it. Thank you. I'll go back to him now. Without another word, he's off. It's a delightful little quest, isn't it? I'm gonna put on a creepy mask and spook the police. For arresting a child who stole some water from rich people. As his posture has softened when I see him again, like the weight's gone. He's happy, and I ask if the boy returned to him in his nods. Thank you. He's safe with his brothers and sisters. Ask him how many there are. Nearly a dozen. Orphans all, and the kindest young people you'll ever meet. Being the Shade, I saw much of the city's true face, and I suppose I found even more important role to play. I would have taken up the mask again myself, but if I was discovered, what would happen to them, you know? I tell him I understand, and then I think Maz is far more helpful than the Shade. He shrugs. Perhaps. But why don't you keep the mask? There might be use for the Shade yet. Farewell, Glider. So, now we have the Shade's mask. I don't think it elicits any special reaction, but, you know. Also, speaking of jank, this guy. Hello. Upon this mask. It's you! I don't recognize this person at all. Shade of Ecria, the legend of this awful town. I am so absolutely delighted to finally meet you. And I've been waiting for this post for a long time now. Oh, you look surprised. We've never met, but you left all your gear with Gramps, remember? Can I have my stuff back? Of course, I have no use for it. It's all yours. For some spookily reasonable prices. I begin to object to having to purchase my own stuff back, but when they interrupt me immediately. Hold up. The tone has shifted from sickeningly saccharine to direct, as a matter of fact. Personally, don't fool yourself for a second. I don't know who... you aren't the original Shade. Secondly, your previous incarnation dumped all of his gear here with the Gramps. He might have been besotted with the Shade, but I'm not. Nope, not one bit. Can't just leave stuff here and for however many years and I expect to pay at least interest and storage fees. I begin to realize what I initially thought was delight to see the Shade was actually a delight and an opportunity to empty my wallet. So here's what you left me, Gramps. Oh, I can actually just buy the stuff. Okay, so it's actually just the bike parts that are expensive. The bike parts are weird. But they're not great. I do like the bike parts, though, for what it's worth. But I want this. Yeah. Okay. As you may have guessed, my favorite outfit. A tight-fitting top that belonged to the original Shade of Ecria. It has fabric material under the arms used to create a unique, imposing silhouette. Trousers worn by the Shade of Ecria before I was even born. They were especially quiet and great for sneaking up on unsuspecting guards. So hey, I got the full Shade of Ecria outfit now. actually should have access to... Yeah, I think next stream we'll have access to the, Yeah, we got the glowworm quest here. Which is pretty much the second biggest source of income that we're gonna have. The glowworm is a type of bug. So we need to gather them anyway. We need to gather a whole bunch of them. But they're also really easy money. So, expect to see next stream us spending like a couple minutes running around collecting worms off the ground. Exciting, I'm sure. I'm gonna avoid going in there for now because we actually pretty much have to wrap the stream up here. But yeah, I definitely had to do the Shade of Ekria quest. There is also another good quest, writing-wise, so, you know. A worm. Actually, the worm, we have to go get bugs for a worm. A different kind of worm, but, you know, a worm. The Y kind, not the O kind. So yeah, this is the first bit of Sable. Hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. I know it's definitely on the slower, less eventful side of things that I have streamed, but you know, it's chill, the writing is fun. And we got to go booga 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 at some cops, and it was great. I think that's the best way to end a stream, don't you? And there is yet more dunking on cop to be had. I mean, only one more, but, you know. It's more in a writing than in literally happens, like it does here. But, you know. Spend the least. Shouldn't find that so funny. God, America sucks. Oh, God. Perfectly normal things to talk about during a stream about a game about growing up. Anyway. Yeah, good night. Catch you guys later. I hope you enjoyed this so far. I really do like this game a lot. It's a little jank, it's a little weird, but it does all the things that I really enjoy about games. It nails it, so. With that, yeah, catch you guys for more of this on Sunday, and then probably more of this on Friday and the following Sunday, and then more Bravely, etc., etc. So, yeah. Catch you guys later. Doop.